and a return to the Genco Archer. Yeah, so what's this about? Well, not directly related to the Genco Archer, but it will become part of the Genco Archer, that's for sure. I'll tell you what we've got here. I bought a load of these for another project, because, you know, if you buy them in bulk, they're actually cheap as chips, these things. They're MP3 players, but they will play from a USB stick, and they will play from a micro SD card. You know, you can pop it in there. Anyway, all we need to do is supply power to it, which is by this USB lead. At the moment, I'm going to use this small power bank to power it up, and it's also got these speaker terminals on it, and I've only got a very small speaker that I salvaged from a broken television set. Actually, there wasn't much else. Well, when a TV breaks, there isn't a lot you can salvage from it, really. Maybe the Fresnel lens from the back, and possibly the speakers, but not a lot else. The rest all goes in the bin, but I do like to recycle stuff. Anyway, my plan was, because although my Genco Archer was made in 1937, I ran this little video a while back, if you remember this, and it seemed to work very well with 30s tunes. So I thought, well, why not just put them on a USB stick and trigger this board with a micro switch, so that when they put their money in the slot, it just plays one of the tracks off it, and until the game ends, and then it stops. So that's what I've done. I've loaded it up with about 10 actually, and each of them starts with the sound of a bow and arrow. So right, let's put some power to it. Always the way, you can never put the USB lead the right way round, can you? There we go. Oh, disconnect the power so we don't get a copyright strike. Even records as early as that, honestly, that somebody owns them. Which is fair enough, so I won't play them in their entirety. But this is quite good, because you can... I'm thinking, actually, with the right size speaker, I probably wouldn't need anything bigger than this, but I have got a small mono amp module, if it came to it, because it's got, as well as the speaker output, it's got a line jack output, you know, 3.5 one, and the buttons on it, you've got previous, next, track, and then you've got an option to either repeat or not repeat, so they will just cycle through all the tracks on it. And of course, as soon as you disconnect the power, the music stops. I think this would work really, really well, and it wouldn't affect the game in any sense, would it? Because it would be run as an independent supply. I have got a 12-volt power supply, small one, to go in the Genco to ultimately power, because I'll change all the bulbs over to LED at some point, and they'll require 12-volt. But that power supply's also got a 5-volt output on it, which would run this quite well. So that's what I'll do is I'll attach this to a micro switch, and as I say, I think, you know, if Genco could have done it in 1937, don't you think they'd have done it? Yeah, of course they would. And but I just thought I'd show you this. If anybody's got an early pinball and thinks, well, yeah, how am I going to liven it up a little bit without actually ruining it? And I'll also put a switch somewhere underneath the pinball, so I can actually turn this whole thing off altogether if I want, just run it silently. But what a great little board, isn't it? Very small, doesn't require much space. As I say, you can use a USB stick or an SD card. Anyway, more in the next episode. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe.